So I'm actually working in my kitchen today. I'm staying pretty close to home because I'm expecting a call from the post office maybe today, definitely tomorrow. Our babies shipped yesterday, and miracle of miracles, they're already in Michigan. They're on a truck coming from Lansing, which is only an hour away, but they have to stop in every little town en route. So fingers crossed it's today, because the quicker I can get them into a stable environment, the better off they're going to be. The sooner they're out of the box and into the brooder, the better chance they have for survival. The other reason I'm working inside today is because it is blowing like crazy out there. We're under a wind advisory, which just makes working outside. It's not that I don't want to be outside. It's beautiful out today and I would love to be outside, but you just can't get work done when the wind is like this. You're constantly getting buffeted and battered about. And when you're trying to dump soil into things, it blows everywhere, and wind erosion is a thing. The third reason I'm working inside today is because my ranunculus corms came in the mail and I need to soak them, and having access to a running water source, which my workshop does not have, seemed to be the best course of action. So let's get started on soaking some ranunculus corms. I purchased several different kinds of ranunculuses. My niece helped me pick them out when I was in Boston. And she presented very good reasons as to why I should go with the colors that I did. She's like, you need to have a variety, Miranda. She's 9. So I got a romantic mix, which is kind of pinks and corals and whites. I got this really cool one called a cafe mix, which is kind of goldeny, bronzy colored with some tinges of red. I thought was a really interesting colorway. And then I got one that's just a general 45 days of blooms ranunculus. It's a variety pack, essentially, and I got 2 packages of that. I didn't go hog wild with ranunculi, whatever, because I wanted to experiment and see if they grew well and if I could actually make them grow. So I made a small investment in them, and we're gonna see what happens. Oh, and they multiply apparently. I know a lot of people do bubblers. I don't have one. So what I'm going to do is fill these trays. I'm gonna fill these trays with ranunculuses, ranunculus corms, cover them with water from my well, let them sit, and then in about an hour, I'm gonna dump them and keep recirculating the water manually. Is it the most effective way to do this? No. Is it a pain in the butt, like Everett said? Yes. Will I get a bubbler next year? Probably. But we're gonna make do with what we have. They don't fit in this little thing. I don't trust this to sit right here. But I do have this really handy cutting board that is meant to sit over your sink. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it right here so that we can easily work. And we're gonna start with the cafe. It says not to over soak. So soak for 3 to 4 hours in room temperature water. Okay. So I didn't get very many of these guys at all. That's okay. They're really tiny when you get them. Apparently they're going to like double in size, like little alien life forms. Or those sponges that came in a pill when I was a child that you would put in water and they would expand into a dinosaur. And it was very disappointing because they weren't dinosaur sized. Miranda Lay. Are the babies here?
They are.
All right, fantastic.
Ready to pick up.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Already.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, hold that thought. We are gonna go pick up some babies. So the babies and I are in the car. We are en route from the post office. Oh, they are not happy. They are not happy at all. This is the part of my job that I both really look forward to, but also really dread. I hate opening that box the first time. I told the post office lady that last year we had some really bad boxes. But the fact that they got here so quickly bodes well. So I don't know what changed, but we went from a 2 to 3 days to 1 day. I don't know if that's going to be normal now. We'll see. I've got my heater running even though I don't need it because they may be cold. It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. We're gonna get you home. Get you some food and some water and some more space. Hold on, green light. Say this about the Red Rangers, or I think they're the McMurray Big Red Broiler. They are feisty little guys and gals. We'll see how this goes. I called Everett as I was leaving to let him know that I was en route so that he could get the food and the water into the little dishes and get the broiler plate turned on. And because he helps me unpack the boxes. That way we can take a head count as we load them in. So far, so good, though. It sounds like they're doing okay. We'll know when we get home. They seem to be calming down a little bit. Oh, it's really windy today. Which is no fun when you drive a tiny car. One of the things I love living here. Don't get me wrong. I adore where I live. It has been the best choice we could have made. With one caveat, the wind. There is literally nothing to stop it because we are surrounded by the occasional tree, but mostly farmland. And if you could hear it, that's why there's no windbreak. I went over to my neighbors yesterday and we were talking about prevailing winds and the fact that spring seems to have sprung rather late this year and how everything was so wet last fall that it never got to dry out before winter came. So now we're dealing with the snow and the runoff from the freeze and all the water that's in the soil from October and November. So it's been a muddy March and April. All right, I see the barn. We're almost home. waiting. Miracle of miracles. Doesn't look like we have anybody hurt or unhappy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Boy, they are chatty, aren't they?
9. 10. 11. 13. 14. 15. 31. We got a packing peanut. Alright. Alright, everyone made it. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Oh, they're already finding their way to the food plate. Look at them go. They found their way to the water.
Hey, look, that's warm. We're gonna go over there.
I really feel like if you can get one of them to drink, then they'll all, like, if you can get a few of them to drink. I don't usually dip all of the birds' beaks into the mouth, or into the water, because if you show 1 or 2 or 10, then the rest of them will figure it out, just
Right.
from watching. Hey, little guy. You okay? God, you're so tiny. I worry.
Yes, climb on the water.
Okay, you're doing okay. You're so much smaller than everybody else. There you go, little dude. I do worry that if anyone doesn't make it, it's going to be this guy.
No.
Because, he might be okay. He's just a little...
I think they found the food.
He's a little wobbly.
Did they find the food?
They found the food. They also found the chips. They're happy. They're not clustered together. They're jumping over things. They're
Running around like a bunch of little fluffy bumper cars.
They've been in a box for 24 hours. Less than 24 hours. I'm really...
Freedom!
Really, this is what I like to see. Oh my god! I hope my Delaware shipment is this good. This is amazing. You go, Postal Service.
I know, right?
You go.
Look at him go, man.
Let's see, he's doing okay. Just a little wobbly compared to his brethren.
Yes, walk up and peck your brother right in the face.
That's neat. He's just a little wobbly compared to everybody else.
Which one?
This guy right here.
I think they'll be alright. He's probably tired.
He's had a traumatic day.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. I am relieved.
Indeed.
Hey, quit pulling on that buddy. This little guy was just pulling on his brother's leg. Okay, Wobbles looks like he's doing better.
Wobbles?
Yes. In a couple days, I won't even know which one it is.
Yeah. I know, the wind is...
Yeah, I was trying to buffet me off the road.
One guy's figured out the food.
Yeah, that was Wobbles.
2 have figured out the food.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. Goodness. Just
As long as the barn doesn't come crashing down on top of us.
goodness. Wind is brutal.
Now that you've had your gratuitous baby chick break, we'll get back to the ranunculus. that we haven't even gotten started on because the chicks showed up. It's been a crazy day. Arthur's on the counter. I have to be really careful because he's notorious about running off with seeds and corms and bulbs and what have you. Let these guys sit here, and I'm gonna put them over on the island. And then I'm gonna realize that the cat has stolen the package, so I don't have the label to put on it anymore. Thank you, Arthur. For all your assistance. So by serendipity, I have grabbed just enough trays to do one package per tray. Come to think of it, it was probably not my cat that threw away that package. It was probably my husband. And I'm not going to complain too much because he's really good about cleaning up. So the one thing I keep hearing is that if you don't aerate the water, like put a little bubbler in it, that the corms will become stagnated and they won't get enough oxygenation. I'm hoping by not putting them into a bucket, by rather putting them into a tray and spreading them out, and then flushing them with fresh water every hour or so, that we can mitigate some of this without the bubbler. So we'll come back and check on them in about an hour. So it's been about an hour. I've been outside in the garage, the grow room, potting up perennials that are getting a little too big for their cell trays, but that still aren't going to be ready to go outside right away. I'm just going to gently drain this off. We're going to leave a little bit of water in the tray so that we don't end up losing corms. But they're already looking a little fatter. Can you see that? They're looking a little plumper. So it's working. They're not quite so shriveled up as they were when I started. I'm just going to spread these guys back out and fill it back up with water again. Arthur, like a ranunculus, likes running water. I like this little tray because it has these little channels in it, which make it really, they're corm sized, which is kind of ideal. Just gonna fill it up. Hopefully I can get these done and planted before dinner time. That's the hope. As I've never grown them before, that guy does not look the best. I only got 100 bulbs or 100 corms, so I wanted to do a limited run and see how it goes before I went all in on investing in farms. Monty does not like the wind. It makes this whistling sound and I think it hurts his ears. Like literally, my kitchen sounds like a tea kettle at moments. The wind is really frustrating because it's a beautiful day outside and I can't do anything because everything I'd be working on would be blowing around like crazy. I am going to do these next 2 trays, let them soak, and then I will show you my cat. I will show you my cat drinking my ranunculus water. This is why I don't start seeds inside. He knocked over 2 10-20 trays full of tomatoes a couple years ago, like right after we got him. Never again. Okay, buddy, you've got water. Don't drink mama's flower water. So I'm going to do these last 2 trays. I'm going to let them set for an hour. Then I'm going to drain them, come back, do it again, and then I'm going to drain them again, and then we're going to replant them into soil. That part I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you the wash, rinse, repeat of every single ranunculus check-in. Catch you in a few hours. Arthur, that is not for you. It is still absurdly windy outside. It is so windy that my composter that we just built actually blew over, which means we're going to have to stabilize it so that we don't have to deal with that again. We're probably going to drive some U-posts into the corner and just screw them right into the composter. Wind is a major problem out in that field, so hopefully the windbreak will help, but that won't be for a few more years. Below the surface, I believe I read. I've never done this before. This is not a tutorial. I don't know if this is going to work, so don't try it at home unless it does. That's always my disclaimer. And as long as it has a crown and some octopus fingers, I am planting it. Like this guy, he's going in the ground. He doesn't look too bad. There's another one I saw earlier that I'm like, ooh, this guy. He may not sprout, but he may sprout, so why not try? I believe in you, little man. I believe in you. That's been planted. That's been planted. Are you a corm? Yes, you're a corm. This is part of the problem with making a video while I'm trying to plant. I lose track of where I put my flowers. Oh well. There we go. In there. This one is cormless. This one is cormless. Okay. So I'm doing that. Like, what is the pattern, Miranda? It is still absurdly windy outside. It is so windy that my composter that we just built actually blew over, which means we're going to have to stabilize it so that we don't have to deal with that again. We're probably going to drive some U-posts into the corner and just screw them right into the composter. Wind is a major problem out in that field, so hopefully the windbreak will help, but that won't be for a few more years. So I'm planting my ranunculuses in these large 6-cell trays that fit 6 to a 10-20 tray. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm putting the ranunculus corm in and then covering it with dirt. So just dig a little hole, put in a corm, cover with dirt. You want it to be about 1/2 inch below the surface, I believe I read.
I've never done this before. This is not a tutorial. I don't know if this is going to work, so don't try it at home unless it does. That's always my disclaimer. And as long as it has a crown and some octopus fingers, I am planting it. Like this guy, he's going in the ground. He doesn't look too bad. There's another one I saw earlier that I'm like, ooh, this guy. He may not sprout, but he may sprout, so why not try? I believe in you, little man. I believe in you. Okay, that one's been planted. What has been planted? Are you a corm? Yes, you're a corm. This is part of the problem with making a video while I'm trying to plant. I lose track of where I put my flowers. Oh well. There we go. In there. This one is cormless. This one is cormless. Okay. So I'm doing that. Like, what is the pattern, Miranda?